What's good, you sons of bitches? Time to open up this here gift. That gives me an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so back in November, I had me a little warm-up audio right before I recorded the pin for my TikTok account that introduces me, and I seem to have deleted the raw file. So that's sort of taken the wind out of my sails, but I am a consummate professional at the end of the day, and I will not allow this to beat me. I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna re-encapsulate what I probably tried to say. And the TLDR of that would be that I am willfully becoming way more like that which I have loathed for the past few years, gritting my teeth, gaping my asshole, so that maybe, just maybe, I can experience the growth I need to get closer to that which I want, which is freedom. All without necessarily compromising myself, and not myself as in myself, but myself as in my space self, myself. And there is a difference. So here's to myself. And let us stamp this fuckery as a dress rehearsal for a state of being. Here's a message from Dr. Fassib. Watch this shit. So, I'm recording into Adobe Audition. What I loathe about Adobe Audition is editing in Adobe Audition. I am first and foremost an editor in Adobe Premiere, so I know my way about editing audio in Adobe Premiere. So to try to edit elsewhere, where you have to relearn a bunch of shit, i.e., hey, I applied an effects rack to this. Why isn't that factoring into what I'm editing in a multi-track session? Well, fuck that. I know what I know, and what I know is Premiere. So I bounce it into Premiere, and then splice it up in here, rather than going through the headache of editing in Audition, whose UI, while similar, isn't exactly the same, which robs me of time. Full autonomy is doing things that seem counterintuitive to maximize your own productivity. That's lazy. You would get torn to shreds by a professional. Yeah, sure. If there's one thing that I strive for as a creative, it's professionalism. Anyone who's been following me for any amount of time should know that by now. Here's what I think of your professionalism. Yeet! This is fucking painful. Oh, and then we did get on the topic of as I slump week to week in an on and off stupor of trying to make it. It's easy to become like a fish in a pool of water. How, I ask myself, would I even function once the longing indignation ends, and the fire in my belly is quenched by being sustainably known? As things stand in the larger world, I can of course monetize that which I've been practicing for the past decade, the audio-visual op-ed that rests uncomfortably between vlog, documentary, and video essay. Hell, I'm practicing this now as I write this in my journal. Turns of phrase, subversion, analysis, curation, synthesis, satire, commentary. It's journalism. It's journalism, folks. Turns out I'm a journo. The essayists are journos. The tea goblins are journos. And yeah, while I have an essentially limitless platform to mix the dials of the various things I've taught myself, how often do I really get to focus on them individually for their own sake? That's really what would get me through the ride down the mountain. The freedom to write, to compose, to record, draw, paint, and move to the beat of my own internal rhythm. May these flights of fancy one day be that which I can aim my soul into, with full focus and sincerity, and not simply those brief runnings of my finger along my ultimate goal, prompted by a mere glimpse of them in the corner of my mind. The work, the reprieve, the respite. Full mature expression operating at the speed of thought. Or something like that. Making some great content right here.